Good evening, welcome. We will begin now the press conference. Please have in mind we'll do one question per intervention and you have to introduce yourself before asking the question. Buenas tardes, comenzamos la rueda de prensa. Recuerden una pregunta por intervención y antes deben identificarse con su nombre y el del medio.
Hola Luka.
Hi Luka. For Real Madrid television, you've played so many big games in your career with Real Madrid in so many legendary venues like Anfield. What's so important about doing well tomorrow in the game? Well, as you said, we're expecting a great game, a tough game against a very good opponent in a mythical, historical stadium with a fan base who are absolutely fantastic, who will be supporting and right behind the team. We need to put in a great performance ourselves in order to organise the game and to try and go home with a positive result back at our place. We need to be in our highest level of form. We need to be together as a team. We've got to be helping each other out, each teammate. We've done well here in the past, and I hope that we can repeat that tomorrow. What's your form after the World Cup? What about your new contract? Will you be carrying on next season? There's not that long for negotiations to take place. Yes, I think you're right. I think I'm getting better after the World Cup. I think I made a mistake because maybe I made an error in starting playing again too soon after the World Cup. I should have taken a couple of weeks or 10 days just to recuperate from an injury, but he asked me, the manager, if I wanted to play, and you always think that you can, but I think the World Cup affected me a little bit, but now I'm coming back to my best level of form. I feel good out on the pitch and hope I can carry on like that between now and the end of the season. About my new contract, new deal, I can't really tell you anything about it. I've not spoken with the club yet. It's the same as last year, really. You know, around this time of the season, you know, you don't have these sort of conversations mid-season. I'm very relaxed about it. When you ask me that question, it's a bit boring because I just say the same thing every time. But I want to carry on here. That's always the same, you know. I want to stay. I feel good here. I want to be a part of Real Madrid and continue here, and let's see what happens. I've got to speak to the club, as I say, and find out what the club think, and that's it, really. Yeah. But as I say, I'd like to stay at Real Madrid. I'd like to sort of deserve to stay here on my own merit, not that someone just gives it as a freebie. No one's ever given me anything for free in my career, and I don't want that to happen from now either. If the club think I deserve a new contract, then great, I'd love to. But only on merit, not just based on what I've done here or my past or the history of what I've achieved. Whether that happens or not, independently from that, nothing can change my thoughts and my relationship and my love for Real Madrid. It's the club of my life, and whatever happens between now and the end of the season, no one can take that away or break that feeling and ruin that relationship. But let's see what happens. Oh, you're a legend in Real Madrid. Do you think you deserve this new contract? And when will you wait? How long will you wait for Real Madrid to give you this offer of a new contract? Like I said, I'm going to do everything that I can to give 100%, like I always do, so I get the nod that I can carry on here. I can't do more than that, can I? I've always had a good relationship. Like I was saying, I've had a great get on with everyone at the club, a great positive relationship, and that's not going to change. Just the same as what happened last year. There's no rush. We're only halfway through the season, let's remember. The season is very long this year in particular. There are lots of challenges ahead, and I'm totally focused on those challenges and the season and football, performing well so I can get back to my top level, which I'm getting close to now, and that's it. And after that, we'll see. Let's see what happens. We're talking about a lot the transition of young players arriving at the club and coming through to the first team. With everything that you've given to the club and you continue to give, is it something which annoys you, the fact you've not been given a contract? No, not at all. I'm not annoyed by it whatsoever. I'll have been 11 years at the club. There are certain demands at the club. I know that it's a high level that's demanded of you all the time. I know what things are being said outside of the club, because Madrid's the biggest club in the world, so you're always going to get sort of rumours and comments being made outside of the club, but there's no... how can I put it? It's not about... I can't think of the word. It's not memory, but don't worry, it doesn't matter. The word's not coming to me. But no, I'm not annoyed by it. We played, Antonio and I played together before the World Cup, and it worked out very, very well. After the World Cup, a month and a half after the World Cup, it appears now that we can't play together. We played together. We've won games and we've lost games, me and Tony playing together in the same team. But it appears now that doesn't seem to be the case. But I'm used to all this kind of noise outside. You've just got to keep going, get our heads down, work hard, doing everything we can, performing well, and that's it. No, enough of the new contract now. Is do you think that Madrid is prepared and got a good set of new players to cope without you? People like Camavinga, Ceballos, they're performing really well, the players you mentioned. They've got a bright future here at the club ahead of them. It's going to depend on them, how they perform here and what they're going to achieve in their time here at the club. It's down to them. They've got to keep learning, keep working hard, and for sure, they're not here by accident. The club's invested in them because they're good players. And it depends on them, and them alone, how they're going to progress, how they're going to perform, and what they're going to achieve. They're performing well for now, and for sure, in the future they're going to keep performing well, and even better, in fact. Do you think if any new faces come here, has that got anything to do with whether you sign a new contract or not? I think my case is separate to that. I don't think it's anything to do with it, really.
Luka, Vinny from Sky Sports. Can I just ask you about Vinicius Jr.? Obviously, we've seen the racist abuse that he's been subjected to. I just wonder, as a teammate, how are you guys able to support him? And also, are you seeing enough being done by the authorities to clamp down on the kind of abuse that he's been subjected to?
Yeah, we are there with Vinny every day. We are supporting him. We are behind him. Of course, we are, and me, like you are asking me, against any kind of racism, insults and everything that's happening on the football pitch. If whoever needs to act, they need to act. They need to act strong on these acts. And the only thing that Vinny can do is focus on his game do what he is doing now, doing well for the team, for himself, and continue to doing it. And for the rest, he has our support, club support, everyone around him is there for him for any matter, and we are very supportive in everything with him.
Luka, ¿qué tal? Puedo empezar de decir respecto a la próxima temporada y en relación también con tu papel en la selección de Croacia. Has comentado que al menos hasta la final mejor de la Liga de Naciones tienes que ir compitiendo con ellos. No sé si tienes en la cabeza también la Eurocopa.
Are you thinking about the representing your country in the Nations Cup and the European Championship? Given your age, will that affect whether you sign a new contract in Madrid if you continue playing for Croatia? Are they kind of weighing in your decision as well? As you said, after the World Cup, my plan was to stay with the national team until the Nations League. And then afterwards, I've not thought beyond the Nations League, really. I've not decided what I'm going to do just yet. We'll see. But until the Nations League, I want to go as far as I can in that, because I started playing that tournament and I want to continue as long as I can. Then maybe it's a case of taking a serious look at things, think about it really carefully. And Real Madrid has never demanded things from me. They've never asked me to retire from international football. It's not like Madrid to do something like that. They would never give me kind of an ultimatum to not continue with the national team, because I think playing with the national team has never affected me and my performances with the club. Never at any point. I know that you speak quite a lot about my age and whether I can play internationally and for the club, but up to now I think I've proved and demonstrated that I can do both. And that's why I don't think at any point it's affected my form with the club. But certainly I've got to give it some serious thought after when the Nations League competition finished, and I'll see what I do then.
Llevas 6 y marcas uno más, sería la mayor cifra de goles que has marcado en tu carrera desde que saliste de Zagreb en una temporada.
Speaking about Fede Valverde's goals and the fact that he will have almost scored as many as you in your entire career with Madrid, do you think maybe he's more of a threat closer to goal than you? I don't think there's no bet between me and Fede. I could always maybe have improved my goal scoring. I missed a chance with a penalty the other day, so that was a clear opportunity for me to catch up. But I'm happy with my position on the field where I play. Sometimes I'm a bit closer to goal, sometimes I'm a bit deeper. I don't think it's really changed that much over the years, and I feel comfortable there, always. I want to carry on the same.
I'm sorry. We're going to do 2 last questions for Luka, and then we'll come with the coach, Fernando.
2 preguntas más.
Hola.
Tenéis un reto este año, no solo la decimoquinta, sino hay un grupo de jugadores, Toni, Luka, Benzema.
So there's a group of players of your age, maybe Cruz, Benzema. You're going to go down in history at this club. Have you spoken in the dressing room at all? When we get in through to these 2-legged knockout stages of the competition. This would be fantastic, of course, but we've not spoken about it amongst ourselves in the dressing room at all, about this subject. and what it would mean to win the 6th Champions League. We've not spoken about it, you know. You don't think that far ahead. You go game by game like you always do, like we always have done. Last year we did the same, you know. We just think about each match. Great if we could repeat it. It'd be fantastic. We prepared for everything that's expected of us every season, and let's hope we can perform well and get as far as we can, and let's see if it is possible to win it one more time. How do you prepare a game like this? Do you study the opposition a lot? Do you do reports on each individual player of the opposition? Or do you just rely on your experience as a group of players? I think you just prepare as you do always. You know, you watch games, you see how the opposition play, but pretty much you know all the players from before. These sort of games, these players are well known. You've played many times against them. You know what sort of performances they're going to put in. You know what to expect, really. What's waiting for you, who's going to be in your position, what they like to do, what they don't like to do. So I prepare myself always the same way, really, before these big encounters. And that's it, really. Just you keep calm, really.